Port Adelaide's climb to the 2004 AFL Premiership really has been an epic journey. The working class club, born from humble beginnings, became a power in the SANFL, winning 36 premierships. In 1997, the Port Adelaide Power entered the AFL and 8 years later tasted the ultimate success. As Ross Stargett explains, it all started more than 130 years ago.
The year is 1884. It's 25 years before Manchester United will claim a first English League title. It's 45 years before the New York Yankees will win baseball's World Series. It's 1884 and the Port Adelaide Football Club has just won its first premiership. What started life as a sporting social club for the young men of a working class district had begun an obsession with success. An obsession that would one day become its very reason for being. By the turn of the century, winning premierships in the South Australian Football Association had become a way of life at the Port Adelaide Football Club. It became almost simple. It became black and white. So did the club. In 1914, while a fractured world around them descended into war, the Magpies, as they had now become known, were playing Australian rules football like it had never been played before. An undefeated season would see Port Adelaide crowned champions of Australia. Few could have imagined that 90 years later, in a similarly troubled world, it would happen again. While the South Australian Football Association had now become the SANFL, some things didn't change. Port Adelaide kept winning, and the champions kept coming. By 1930, that sporting social club for the young men of a working class district had become more famous and more recognisable than the very waterway that inspired its identity, and a legend was emerging. Foster Neil Williams arrived at Port Adelaide in 1950. Even in death, his influence is still as telling today as it was when he guided the Magpies to another 9 premierships as a coach, including a record 6 in a row. Later, he would become a patriarch, his the first family of Port Adelaide. Only at this club could success like that be replicated, as an apprentice of Williams followed the master into the history books. Under John Cale, another 9 SANFL premiership flags would fly over Alberton, before, as if destined to do so, Port Adelaide changed football in South Australia and Australia forever. When Australian rules went national, the most successful football club in the land had to be there. And so after spawning the Adelaide Football Club in 1997, Port Adelaide became the power.
Times he was the club champion and of course a very, very successful coach.
Here's a chance for their first goal in the AFL, Brewer. Yes!
Success would not come easily, but success would come.
Much needed goal to Port Power.
This is the story of that success. The story of a remarkable season.
In the opening 30 seconds! Oh, what a great mark by Treadray.
The year is 2004, the 134th of this club, a year that finally proved to the rest of the Australian football public what those at Alberton have always known to be true. The Port Adelaide Football Club exists to win premierships.
Look at that. There it is. It's all over. Port Adelaide. They had the power to win.
When the AFL granted a licence to the SANFL in 1990, Port Adelaide thought it was theirs.